Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is ECW. Finally, we have arrived at the greatest show of the week once more, and we are here live from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The final show before Money in the Bank for ECW, and certainly a very interesting one to say the least. 3 big matches here tonight and 1 title bout to boot. We're going to start things off right now, right away, with that match right there. Tetsuya Naito, who made his debut 2 weeks ago, will go one-on-one with the #1 contender for the ECW Championship and soon to be 3-time ECW champion, Seth Rollins. It is only a matter of days before Rollins will take that championship back from Diamond Dallas Page. So let us celebrate one last win before Rollins can pull that feat off. And then we move on to our next contest, ECW Tag Team Championship up for grabs. The Authors of Pain against the Wyatt family. Good God, is this one going to be a monstrosity kind of match? There's got to be over £1,000 in the ring for this one. ECW Tag Team titles, the first defense for the Wyatt family. Will Bray Wyatt and the undefeated Braun Strowman be able to hold off this dominant tag team? We will find out tonight. Now for our main event, he may have lost when challenging for the ECW Tag Team ECW Television Championship last week, but here tonight, Roderick Strong will get a non-title opportunity against Diamond Dallas Page and try and further prove to Page that he is useless as ECW champion, and he can't even get a win over someone who couldn't beat Dean Ambrose. So with that being said, as we soak in Diamond Dallas Page as final ECW's champion, and hopefully his final ECW in general, let's go to the ring for Naito against Rollins. Alright, this is how we get things underway. This is a good way to get things underway as well. Here comes Tetsuya Naito towards the ring. He may have lost the opportunity to go to Money in the Bank a few weeks ago, but you know what? I think he'll be able to bounce back from that here tonight. And of course, despite being ECW General Manager, I'm clearly showing no favoritism on the part of Rollins. Regardless of what you think, Tetsuya Naito, former IWGP champion. He has been in the ring with some of the best, so to say I'm giving him an easy journey by giving him Seth Rollins would be a complete and utter lie. Rollins and Naito, 2 incredibly tough competitors, and Rollins needs this kind of test to prove just how he is the best of the best. Obviously, it's not a test for Diamond Dallas Page, because Page is nothing in comparison to Tetsuya Naito, who could easily, in about, I'd say 15 seconds, defeat Diamond Dallas Page and win that title. Rollins can probably do it in about 5 though. Yeah, he just needs to walk into the ring. Page needs to realize he's nothing, collapse onto the ground, admit his defeat, and let Rollins pin him. That's how he would be able to do it so quick. But as for right now, we focus on what is going to be a very entertaining way to kick off the ECW card. Naito waiting patiently in the corner already for the arrival of Seth Rollins. As I said, a man destined to make history, a man destined to leave his legacy behind, and a man destined to redesign, rebuild, and reclaim ECW, finally, from the ground up. And he will do so this Sunday when he gets that ECW Championship back around his waist for a record-setting 3rd time. There may have been a count-out win the last time these 2 men squared off, but it was nothing more than that, sadly. And hopefully this time, this Sunday, we will be able to get a clear-cut winner. And we will be able to just... everyone will be able to realize once and for all how Seth Rollins is always going to be better than Diamond Dallas Page. How Seth Rollins is the best wrestler alive today. And he will prove that tonight against Naito, and he will prove that this Sunday against Diamond Dallas Page. So with that being said, what other matches do we have for you as we quickly try and go through the card before we get to the matches action? We have, after this, the 2 matches not advertised. Both involve 2 competitors going to the Money in the Bank ladder match this Sunday in regards for ECW. That is going to be, the first one's going to be a very tough one, I think. It is going to be, Wow, oh, it's going to be Sheamus, of course, who was pinned last week by Dean Ambrose in that ECW Television Championship triple threat match. He'll be going one-on-one against Samoa Joe, who continues to build momentum on the road to Money in the Bank. And for our next contest, a cruiserweight matchup. Trevor Lee, the other Money in the Bank member, will go one-on-one against the cruiserweight, against the #1 contender for the cruiserweight championship, I should say. And the man who will challenge Suicide for that title this Sunday, that is Neville. So it should be an interesting one, to say the least. Of course, those two men squared off last week with Joe getting the advantage, but when it's a little bit more fair, especially for Trevor Lee, I think, the matchup could be quite an entertaining one. And then, of course, we have the two advertised matches that we previously talked about. The Wyatt family against the Authors of Pain, and Strong versus DDP. Great card of here tonight. Great night of action, as it always is on ECW. And, of course, a week from now will be even better, because we won't have ECW champion Diamond Dallas Page. We won't have to say that. As a matter of fact, I won't even have to utter the word Diamond Dallas Page. We'll be all over and done with in just a few days from now. Focusing back on the matchup here. Naito doing a good job here against Rollins. Going to try and just take it to Seth Rollins right now. And that is exactly what he's doing. Trying to cause some kind of, I don't know, trying to cause some lasting pain, really, to Rollins ahead of this Sunday. Working on the limbs there, as we've seen the likes of Randy Orton do. And now Naito going to go for a springboard move here. Drop kick Rollins, sword incoming, and moved out of the way. Rollins just too good in the ring. Can read the game from all corners. And now what will Rollins look to do here against Tetsuya Naito? Oh, went for a small package suplex there. I think that was actually the move that defeated Tetsuya Naito in that fatal four-way, but these things happen. I blanked for a second. A Phoenix splash by Rollins. That's it. Beautiful move. This one's over. Oh, no. Tetsuya Naito kicks out at 2, but regardless of that, Phoenix splash, always a beautiful move to see, and always struck the absolute greatest by your soon-to-be ECW champion. Naito, meanwhile, though, proving that he can hang with the best of the best right now. Of course, he did it over in Japan, but he's hanging with the absolute best there is. The true best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be. Naito now downward spiral to Rollins. What will he look for now? What will Naito try and go for here? Whatever it is, Rollins tells him to stuff it, basically. Puts him up against the ropes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, indeed. Early on in the card, but you know, this is practically a main event matchup. Naito trying to recover on the outside. Rollins prepped up and ready to go. Seth Rollins going to take flight, and suicide dive. Rollins throwing caution to the wind in order to gain the upper hand here. And that is exactly what he did. Cleared the ropes perfectly and landed right beside Tetsuya Naito. Right on Tetsuya Naito, who seems to be in a considerable amount of trouble right now. Sent into that apron by Rollins. Rollins, of course, certainly got a bit of a mean streak going to him. If you need any reason to believe that, take a look at what he did to Bobby Roode last week. Roode's still out on the injury shelf following. I mean, he was supposed to be stretchered out after the match, only for Rollins to attack him and continue to take the fight to him. I mean, Rollins, I should reprimand Rollins for his actions, but at the same time, he issued an apology and said he acted in the moment. Apologizes for what he did to Bobby Roode, and says that he wishes him a speedy recovery and hopes that he can come back to Grace ECW and make it glorious. With that being said, we focus back on this matchup right now. Northern Light suplex cover here by Rollins. I don't even know if he secured a 2 count in that one. But Rollins in a dominant position right now. Oh, what a knee in the side of the head. You saw the way Naito fell there. He just kind of collapsed to the mat. But Naito once more counters Rollins. He's really giving it his all in this one. What a challenger Naito's been thus far for Seth Rollins. Uh-oh. Naito from up high. Drop kick. And he nailed that one Flush to Rollins. Oh, but a great counter there by Rollins, not allowing Naito to gain an advantage there. No getting an upper hand for the recently debuting talent. Now what will Seth Rollins look for? Will he look for one of the greatest top rope moves we've ever seen? I think he will. Rollins going to show just how dangerous he is. Superplex by Rollins. Rolls through into Falcon Arrow. Absolute perfection. Will that finish off Naito here? There's two. No. Naito still kicks out. Rollins not letting it get to him though. He's staying calm. He's thinking like a champion. Rollins. Phoenix Splash for good measure. And I think the end is on its way for Naito. Rollins, time and time again now, flooring Naito back down. Avara Kedavra. And we know what is going to end it all. And what is going to end DDP this Sunday. Curb Stomp by Rollins. Thank you for coming. 1, 2, 3. What? Oh, you are kidding me. Naito kicks at it too, and Rollins goes right back to the cover. You saw what happened to Rude last week. Oh, there we go. It was a lap. It was just a reaction kick out, and nothing more than that. I'll give credit to Naito for being able to kick out there, but you were really biting off more than you could chew. For credit where credit is due to Naito. He is still standing even after that match as Rollins celebrates his victory. Naito stumbles around. Oh no, Rollins isn't done. Rollins isn't done yet. He's not done. He snapped once more. It's a repeat of last week. Naito with nowhere to go but down and into the steps. Rollins has lost it. Alright, that was that one was taking it a bit far. But you know what? This is Seth Rollins' ECW. Plain and simple. And he will prove it this Sunday that this is this ECW. And Naito, as great of a talent as you are, and as great as a talent I'm sure you will become in the future, right now, you just need to learn your place. You need to learn where you belong. You need to just realize that you are just not on the level of Seth Rollins. No one is on the level of Seth Rollins. Naito, while I do find myself wanting to apologize for Rollins' actions, you were just kind of used as a pawn in this game of human chess that Seth Rollins plays far greater than anyone else. He's already 2 moves ahead of Diamond Dallas Page. He's already checkmated him to the extent that he can use his own king to checkmate Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas Page practically has checkmated himself. Rollins is just the one getting the move to finish it all off. DDP has the gun against his head. Rollins is the one who gets to pull the trigger and put DDP out of his misery. Naito, that's all you were. You were a little moment in this entire scenario. And I'm sure when, you know, when time comes around, when Rollins is ECW champion and he is running through talent left, right and center, I'm sure you'll get another opportunity. But for now, just learn where you belong. Don't try and fill boots that your feet are just too small for. So with that being said, we move on now. Sheamus against Samoa Joe. This is going to be, I mean, we just saw a very entertaining wrestling matchup. This isn't going to be that. This is going to be knockout, drag him up, knock him up, drag him up kind of brawl. Hard-hitting action between these two men. Joe, what a wild ride it's been for Samoa Joe since he returned to ECW. He shows up and he's immediately involved with Braun Strowman. They have an entertaining match on ECW and then they have an absolutely outstanding Falls Count Anywhere contest at One Night Stand, only to be ruined by the debut of one Aleister Black. It didn't take too long though. Joe wanted Black, Black wanted Joe, and at Heatwave they met in one of the most hard-hitting brawls I've seen in some time. Perhaps even better than Joe and Strowman was. It was incredible to lay eyes on, and Joe got the win, and with it the first man to be revealed in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, as we know thus far, we know 5 out of the 6. We know it's Joe, Trevor Lee representing ECW, we know it's Kenny Omega and Rusev representing SmackDown, and we know Triple H is representing Raw, but we do not and will not know the 6th man until it comes to that eventful night, until it comes to Money in the Bank itself. But until then, we just kind of have to estimate who it's going to be, and we can only guess. I still think it's an NXT talent, but we'll find out. But right now, Sheamus on the attack here on Joe, looking to try and bounce back from what transpired last week. Looking to try and bounce back from that dirty deeds he received at the hands of the ECW Television Champion. He may have hit that bro kick to strong, but he had a moment, a real strong moment as well. No pun, well, pun intended, kinda, to win the Television Championship, but he let the moment slip, and that was his own problem, and that is what led to his defeat. Death Valley driver there by Samoa Joe as he now continues to go to work on the head of Samoa Joe. Sorry, of Sheamus. Yes, he's... No, I was about to say he's giving himself head, but that's quite disgusting. Anyway, I mean, if he's going after the head of Sheamus, I would imagine it's in regards to the Coquina Clutch. And Sheamus is not someone, oh my god, who has a tendency to tap out. What a move there by Samoa Joe in the corner. And speaking of the corner, he's sending him back in there. Sheamus had little interaction in this matchup, but Joe is just running through talent as he gets to Money in the Bank. Muscle buster to Sheamus. Imagine if he hit that off the top rope to someone this Sunday. I think they would be out permanently. Sheamus kicks out at 2 though, showing his hard skin. This matchup continues on though. Perhaps not the best thing for Samoa Joe that this match continues on, because you want to head in to this Sunday. You want to head into a Money in the Bank ladder match with all the strength that you can carry, all really the wind in your lungs that you can hold, because it is not a matchup. It's not an easy match by any stretch of the imagination. It will take years on your career. And I believe both Joe and Sheamus have been in Money in the Bank ladder matches before. I think Joe's certainly been in a ladder match before. That much I'm almost certain of. And look at this. It's greatness recognizing greatness. It's a buckle bomb to pay homage to Seth Rollins. Joe right now all over Sheamus. Clearly what happened last week is still lingering in the mind of Sheamus. Back suplex. Nope. There's a counter. Finally, Sheamus is able to do something. And now, will the Celtic Warrior get some offense going here? He's going to go for white noise. On to Samoa Joe, planting him down. Uh-oh. Samoa Joe now looking in some considerable trouble. Sheamus, he's feeling it. And now he's pounding away on the chest. Is the bro kick on its way for Samoa Joe? Yes, it is. The bro kick strikes. Is Samoa Joe going to be forced to defeat? Oh, God. Oh, that was so close there. Sheamus with a very late 2 count on the Samoa Joe. Very nearly giving Joe a huge loss heading into this Sunday. But Joe right back up to his feet all of a sudden. Right back into the swing of things. Looked for a strike combo there, but it's countered. Joe, though, back up to his feet and back into control maybe over Sheamus now. From the clutches of defeat, Joe's able to bounce back. Here he goes. A trio of suplexes. A ride that Sheamus does not want to take. German Dragon. Straight jacket with a bridge. Is that going to finish off Sheamus here? 1, 2, 3. It will. Samoa Joe, your winner. Very, very close moment for Joe. But he's able to bounce back from it. He's able to fight through it, and another win. Is this your future Mr. Money in the Bank? Is this the man who will hold that belt after this Sunday? Not the belt, the briefcase. Blanked out for a second there. Is it going to be Samoa Joe's night? Or will someone else try and play spoiler on letting the Samoan submission machine becoming Mr. Money in the Bank? Will that someone be Trevor Lee? We'll find out next. We'll find out if Lee's going to carry any momentum into Money in the Bank up next, as he goes one-on-one with the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. That man, of course, is Neville. Alright, so after seeing what Samoa Joe was able to achieve, can Trevor Lee put a dent in the momentum of Neville? Put a dent in the man who has been trying to make the Cruiserweight division his own? As Lee heads towards the ring here, currently sporting a 1-1 record. I mean, you know, there's not really much to say about Trevor Lee in regards to that. He qualified for Money in the Bank. He lost to Joe last week. There's not really too much I can say. He kind of swept under the radar, really, heading into the matchup, but he walked out with all eyes on him when I believe he pinned Naito as well to guarantee himself that spot in Money in the Bank. But that's kind of all I have to say on him right now. I haven't seen enough of him in this universe to have an opinion on him. But meanwhile, the focus right now is on Neville and the Cruiserweight Championship, I think, at this current moment in time. I mean, Neville has talked about how suicide is just in his way. Suicide is pathetic in comparison to Neville, and we saw Neville last week say what he said. He is not the man that gravity forgot anymore. He's the man the people forgot. But he will no longer be a man either. After this Sunday and after Neville takes that Cruiserweight Championship, people will recognize him for what he truly is. And that is a king. Will that transpire? Will that take place? We will find out this Sunday. I imagine Suicide has a thing or two to say in regards to being labelled a king, considering that man is currently an unstoppable Cruiserweight champion. But Neville trying to get in the mind of the winner of the Cruiserweight Classic. He decked him last week. He laid him out in the ring, especially after that red arrow. And now Neville here tonight will look to get another win. And we'll look to try and show that is what is going to transpire this Sunday. Imagine how some of the titles in ECW could just flip on their heels, and how a division can be changed in one night. How the Cruiserweight division can be changed in ECW, and how ECW can be saved by Seth Rollins. And it's not a can actually for Rollins. It's a will. But for Neville and Suicide, it's a very much down the middle type of thing. Either man can win it, and either man can lose it as well. It's just all down to what they'll be able to bring to the dance in order to achieve that. Trevor Lee now getting off with an explosive start here to Neville. Triple German suplexes. The #1 contender nailed out there with those triple German suplexes as Trevor Lee does his best Brock Lesnar impression temporarily. But Neville there able to counter his way out of it. The former Cruiserweight champion in his own right now, fighting back. Neville has achieved a great deal in this universe, so he's not someone who you can afford to overlook. Two-time ECW television champion, former ECW Tag Team Champion, and of course, as I said, former Cruiserweight champion. Neville has achieved a great deal in this universe, and he is certainly not a challenger that should be overlooked. Oh my god! What agility there, what athleticism by Trevor Lee to hit that double foot stomp. And now it's going to be a Uranagi for Neville. This is not what he needed heading into this Sunday. However, of course, if Lee is able to get a victory here, and Neville walks out with that Cruiserweight Championship, we could be looking at the first man to challenge Neville for that Cruiserweight belt, perhaps heading into SummerSlam. Or we may have the six-man ladder match on its way, which I think would be actually almost a worst-case scenario for Neville. But we'll see what's going to transpire there. As for right now, though, we focus back on this matchup. Trevor Lee taking one hell of a run up into a DDT. Spiking Neville there. And the number 1 contender in trouble. Can Lee get a big win here for Money in the Bank? No, he can't. This is, of course, this is a matchup that Trevor Lee can't really afford to lose either. So with that being said, he's going to give it his all here to try and defeat Neville, but Neville is more so holding his own maybe than what Lee may have hoped so. Lee may have hoped for a fairly easy win, and well, if he did, that was his own problem. Neville proving why he is the number 1 contender. Beat Dean Malenko to secure this right. Great Northern Lights suplex there. Doesn't bridge because it seems as if he got someone else in mind. Standing corkscrew moonsault. And we know what's up next. A trip to the top rope. And perhaps a trip to another victory for Neville. Red Arrow. Trevor Lee goes down. This one, I think, is over. There's 2. There's 3. Neville beats Trevor Lee. And could we now be looking at our new Cruiserweight champion coming out of Money in the Bank? It's looking more and more likely, especially with an outcome like that. But uh-oh, someone's got something to say about that, and that's the Cruiserweight champion himself. Suicide from behind, getting the jump on Neville, getting revenge for last week. And who can blame him? Who can blame him for doing this? They're brawling right in front of Trevor Lee right now. I don't think wants to... No, Trevor Lee just watching on as he walks away here, but... Oh, that's backfired on him. Neville now bringing Suicide back in the ring here, but Suicide quick to counter. Good God almighty. I don't think this really did not go the way Suicide wanted it to go. I don't know why he went to the outside. I don't know why he took such a break. Look at the problem that he's ended up having. Neville's holding his own now. The number 1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship has him down. Standing corkscrew moonsault. Even when trying to get the jump on him, he fails to pull that off. Suicide in trouble. No, Enziguri in the side of the head. Neville goes back down. Now Suicide needs to unload with some offense. Just nailing simple strikes like this is hardly sending a message. And especially when you're wasting your time taunting, considering you didn't even get a good jump on the man who you faced this Sunday. I have no idea what Suicide's thinking about here. This is utterly backfired for him. And it's looking very sloppy. Floors Neville down there by yanking on his hair. Suicide may be standing atop him right now, but that was an awful jump on him. Neville still on his knees as he recovers here. I don't even think Suicide got in the head of Neville there. I think that was a weak attack. And perhaps proved that Suicide has his back up against the wall, is in trouble ahead of this Sunday. That might just be my takeaway from it, but it certainly looks that way. But now we're going to move on to our next match. We're going to move on to a title matchup here. It is going to be the ECW Tag Team titles up for grabs. The Authors of Pain against the Wyatt family. Let's see what happens when all this muscle mass collides in one ring. This is truly going to be one of those matches where you kind of want to you want to say the one team is going to win, but you don't really want to as well because you fear that the other team may be able to pull it out of the bag. And that may be the shape for the Wyatt family, because even though the Authors of Pain are the challengers, let's not forget how much of a rampage they've gone on to get to this stage. To my knowledge, they are undefeated in tag team wrestling. They have not lost in a tag team match, as far as I am aware. I may be wrong there, but I believe that is correct. I think the only times the Authors of Pain have lost, I believe, is in Battle Royals to determine number 1 contenders for tag team titles. I feel as if that is the way. I feel as if that Akam's 2 losses, maybe they have lost in a matchup before. Because I don't feel like Razor's undefeated. I feel like he's lost as well. Maybe I'm just being stupid right now, and maybe I can't tell. Maybe I just can't remember it. That's probably more so it than anything. I just can't remember who's the I can't remember who they've lost to. But as for right now, the Authors of Pain defeated AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels last week to win those titles. And now here tonight they look to try and beat the Wyatt family themselves to become tag team champions. What I think the authors of pain need to remember is, despite the fact that they may head in with confidence, despite the fact that they may believe that they can walk out with these tag team titles, this is the team they've got to square off against. These are the champions they have to square off against as well. The Wyatt family, who a Heatwave merely walked to those titles. Bray Wyatt, the mastermind behind the Wyatt family that has terrorized ECW. Certainly more so in 2017, with the likes of the man who follows behind Bray Wyatt. That is Braun Strowman. And then, of course, their other follower, their other compatriot, Aleister Black, wherever he may be. He rests somewhere, perhaps still repaying for his loss at ECW Heatwave. But regardless of that, it is not about Black right now. It is about Wyatt and Strowman looking to hold on to those tag team titles, looking to retain these belts once more. Wyatt will rely on Strowman's undefeated nature to bring them success here. And Strowman will rely upon the leadership of Wyatt, the lamp that guides them to success and the fireflies that guide them on to victory. I truly think this may be one of those cases, though, where the Wyatt family will need all of that if they want to walk out with those tag team titles here tonight. This is by no means an easy matchup for the Wyatt family, even with Braun Strowman, the undefeated Braun Strowman at ring, accompanying Bray Wyatt. They need to take this one as seriously as it comes. Look at the gaze there by Akam and Razor. Certainly more so from Razor, I believe. No, it's Akam on... Oh, fuck. I can never tell these two men apart. I think it's Razor on the left who's giving him that glare. I can certainly tell these two men apart. Braun Strowman on the left, Bray Wyatt on the right, and I am looking forward to seeing when Strowman... If Strowman starts this match, then oh my god, are we in for a big beginning, because whoever Strowman's up against in this ring, they are huge, huge competitors. Both men in their own rights are just, well, if it's Akam and Braun or if it's Razor and Braun, they're both huge men. And I hope this ring is reinforced to hold that weight. There's the ECW Tag Team titles up for grabs. It's going to be Akam starting things off against Bray Wyatt. So now I've learned the difference. Akam has a tattoo. Razor doesn't. Problem solved. Weird when you look at the Authors of Pain, you think, you know, because of their weight, their 300+ pound weight, that they'd be quite a, you know, up by Braun Strowman's height. But you can see, I think Bray Wyatt has a little bit of an edge here over Razor. Looking for two power slams there, kind of a dig at Braun Strowman, who certainly has utilized the power slam to his advantage as of late and has picked up a number of wins with it, along of course with that arm triangle choke. Bray Wyatt, who pinned Austin Aries at Heatwave to win these ECW Tag Team titles, gonna look to try and hold on to them here tonight. I believe since they've won those tag team titles, the Wyatt family are undefeated. But then again, they may have only been in action once since then. I'm not 100% sure. I feel like they've been in action twice. And they've won both their matches. Don't quote me on that one, though. Great counter there by Akam. Shifting his weight in midair there to really kind of affect the landing. Cause a bit of damage to Bray Wyatt there, especially when you got someone of that weight coming down on you. But Wyatt able to somewhat shrug it off and keep fighting here. But uh-oh, that backfired on him. Went for an Irish whip. Looked like he wanted to get Braun in this matchup, but instead shoulder tackles into the gut by Akam. And oh, a clubbering blow to the back of the head. Well, that was the back, even not the back of the head. Well, Akam now on the second rope. Oh god, splashes down to the ring though. Hits nothing but the canvas. And oh, here we go. The big man has arrived. Braun Strowman tagged in. This one suddenly got way more powerful. Braun Strowman now is just putting the boots to Akam from the start. This is the man the Authors of Pain need to wear down. Best of luck trying to do that. This man is still undefeated. This man just pushed away Akam like he was nothing. And this is a man who's about to choke slam. Akam for good measure. No, one swift elbow and Akam's out of it. Oh, good God, what a headbutt there by Braun Strowman. Certainly Akam having a bit of a difficulty off the start there and throwing him into the corner. He wants Rezar now. He wants the fresh man to take on. Oh, and Strowman paying no respect whatsoever. I don't think Akam knows that he's not the legal man. Well, as the count starts on him there, he realizes he has to get out the ring, Rezar. And Braun Strowman now going at it. Knee in the face there. What can Rezar do here now? Looking to suplex the big man. Strowman counters it, and with relative ease, suplexes Rezar. Fist now just pounding away on the skull there of the challengers. Or the challenger even. Rezar doesn't make up 2 challengers, I should know that by now. Knee in the gut and a hefty lariat sends Braun Strowman down. Strowman having a little bit of difficulty right now from the start. Up on that second rope now. Oh, well, that took too long. That was really his own problem there for Rezar, but still, Strowman's unable to capitalize. Walking into huge difficulties, really, is Braun Strowman right now, for whatever reason. I'm not too sure why, but he's just unable to. There's a counter to an attempted fallaway slam, and Rezar once more has Strowman's number. What a punch there, just decking Braun Strowman. For as long as this man's been around and for as undefeated as he's been, I am very, very much surprised by this performance. This is very surprising. This is totally unlike Braun Strowman. Can he keep it? Can he revert this around? Can he change this up? Perhaps he needs to make the tag into Wyatt, and it seems as if Strowman might be looking for just that. In the corner, oh my God, what a splash by Strowman. Tag made into Wyatt. I don't know if the ref saw that one, though. Nope, he did. Referee's able to class that the tag has been made, so I guess the tag goes ahead. Wyatt now the legal man in amongst all this, and perhaps he can change it around for the Wyatt family. It has really not gone the way that they anticipated. Braun Strowman unable to leave the impact on Akam and Rezar. The Wyatt may have wanted that whenever they get back to the Wyatt complex. May deserve some kind of reprimand, some kind of punishment, whatever Bray Wyatt forces his followers to do when they refuse to, when they are unable to listen to his commands. There's a Russian leg sweep now by Rezar, and in huge trouble now is Wyatt, because if Wyatt's going to kick out of this, but he is in the road, he is in the way now for the running big boot in the face. And if they hit that on Wyatt, we could be looking at new tag team champions. Will it happen here? Irish whip, he's in the corner. He is right where he doesn't want to be. Oh, okay, Rezar put him up on the top rope instead. Totally unlike the Authors of Pain there. Bray Wyatt from up high with a shoulder tackle. And Wyatt now with a sent-on splash sends down Rezar. That was a very close moment there for the champions. The Authors of Pain certainly having their number on a few occasions here. But Braun Strowman tagged back in here. Will he look to try and turn things around from last time? Is this going to be a much better run here for the monster among men? Snake eyes for Rezar. And a clubbering blow, but Rezar gets out of... Oh, well, he didn't get out of the way of that running splash there, did he? Kick in the gut. Nope. Countered by Rezar. Irish whip. Braun sends him into the corner, and oh, leaping splash. 400 pounds coming off his feet there to nail that one. And Strowman now with Razor on his shoulders. Running power slam. But he's not going to be the one to deliver the final blow. Razor unable to move right now. And in the perfect place, just where Bray Wyatt wants him to be. The Eater of Worlds is about to put Razor to rest, about to retain those tag team titles from nearly the clutches of defeat. Sister Abigail, Razor busted open. Can Akam make the save in this one? Strowman right there, and Razor kicks out at 2. Oh, that has backfired heavily. Razor, with blood down his face now, has been able to kick out. This has not gone the way he wanted it to. Certainly in the mind of Bray Wyatt, and that's why Strowman's back in now. The big man got to finish this one off. Got to deliver those final blows to put away Razor once and for all, with blood on his knuckles now. Certainly showing how he's fighting for his cause. How he's fighting for his leader, Bray Wyatt. What a weird tag match this has been, and I think this has come down to the whole lack of tags by the Authors of Pain, and that is what they look to rectify right now. Tag made, Razor, Akam in even. They needed that tag. They desperately needed that tag. This matchup now still alive for AOP. And by that I mean Authors of Pain. Not a weird way of saying age-old pensioner. Clothesline there by Akam, and he's just exploding away right now on Strowman. I've never seen Braun Strowman in such difficulty. In a matchup where he usually would be dominant. I have to say that, even against the likes of Samoa Joe, he's been able to hold his own. But this one, it's Braun just getting some offense in and then being stopped by the Authors of Pain. Oh, there's a clothesline. What more can Strowman do here? Well, he can use his strength again to his advantage and deck him with a punch. Look at Razor on the outside, barely hanging on there as a big choke slam is struck onto Akam. Strowman into the cover after it. Razor unable to come to get in the ring, but it barely secures them a 2 count. Tag made. Back in comes Wyatt now, though. Frequent tags. That has been the key to the success of the Wyatt family in this matchup, and it may be the reason why they defend those tag team titles here. Bray Wyatt now with a fairly weakened Akam to take care of, and he should be able to do this now. Looking for that pump handle slam that he hasn't hit all match and doesn't hit again. Bray Wyatt making a huge mistake there, and that may be an opening for Akam to capitalize on. And Wyatt now caught with a huge strike in the face. Will Wyatt be forced to bleed here maybe with hard punches like that? I don't know. Russian leg sweep. Akam has Wyatt in trouble. But Wyatt finally, thankfully for his sake as well, is able to counter out of it. What a weird tag team matchup this has been. But it's kind of rectifying how incredible these teams have just walked over the ECW Tag Team division. Normally when they take on their opponents, they are just pounding through them and ready for the next one. This one has not been the case. This one's been far more difficult for both the Wyatt family and the Authors of Pain. Big boot missed. Strowman takes too long. Oh no. Oh no, this is not going to happen. This is going to happen. Strowman in huge trouble. Sent into the boot of Razor. This can't be happening. Is this going to happen? Wyatt in quickly, breaks up the cover. Oh, I know Strowman's undefeated, and I know Strowman can kick out of virtually anything. But that move is devastating. That big boot of Razor's can put you to sleep. And Strowman's almost unresponsive since it. Finally there he does something. That was a shocking moment there. Truly and utterly, that could have been those tag team titles gone away almost as quickly as the Wyatt family had won them. Once more the tag made, and Bray Wyatt is the legal man. He's got to look to try and just put this to bed. Put Akam to rest. Put the authors of pain away once and for all. There's that single underhook slam. Or single underhook suplex, whatever it is. Wyatt there going to work on the open wound of Akam, of Razor even. And now from behind, headbutt into the back. And that is a hard head as well, colliding with Bray Wyatt. Cover here now. Will this win them the tag team titles? There's 2, and oh, very nearly 3. I think even if the Authors of Pain don't win this one, I think I may be entitled to be booking a rematch at this stage, because they have completely and utterly almost bested the champions at every single turn. Quick punch there by Wyatt. I swear to God, if he goes for that pump handle slam, he's an idiot. He's going for the pump handle slam again. And again, he doesn't connect with it. Again, he makes a catastrophic error. But he turned his back. No, he wasn't looking. He wasn't paying attention. Akam. Oh, with a Russian leg sweep. I thought he was going to go for way more than that. Oh, no. Now I know what he's looking for. Now I know what he's about to hit. It's going to be it again. Wyatt this time is going to be on the recipient end of it. This has to do it. This has to be the end. Akam with the big boot in the skull of Wyatt. Is this it? Strowman jumps the gun, and just like how Wyatt saved him, Strowman does the same. I have no idea what Akam was thinking there. Strowman was still in the ring, and he was flailing his arms about, but Wyatt can't get up to his feet right now. Both men are crawling to their corners. Both men looking to make a tag. Strowman tagged back in again. The Wyatt family perhaps at the weakest we've ever seen them. Now I truly do believe that they could lose these tag team titles. In the corner, big boot by Akam. Counter by Strowman. Now he sends him into the corner. What will we see? Running splash doesn't connect. They've had a counter to everything the Wyatt family have looked for. And finally, Strowman's able to counter one of the moves that the Authors of Pain always look for. You may want to get out of the ring, Bray. Okay. Bray Wyatt not getting out of the ring. Referee not doing his job there by making the count. Snake eyes. Akam busted open now. And Strowman with a Russian leg sweep. What can anyone do in this matchup now? Does anyone have anything left in them in this matchup at this point? I mean, we knew it wasn't going to be a completely perfect tag team matchup, but my God, has it also been one very, very sloppy one. He's sent into the corner. He's sent into the corner. This could be a worrying moment. Bray Wyatt forced to remain in his turnbuckle there. Oh, okay, it's just elbows. I thought it was going to be that big boot once more. It's elbows to the head of Strowman. Trying to weaken their head so that when they go for this next one, when they go for it like I think they're about to right here, they can end it. But Strowman doesn't think the same way. Strowman believes differently. Kick in the gut. Strowman now running power slam to Akam. This has to be it with the cover. Razor sent outside, and finally the Wyatt family retain. But my God, did it look like they were on the fringe of losing those tag team titles. I truly thought that was it for a moment. I actually thought the Wyatt family were done for. But they fight on, and they hold on to those ECW Tag Team titles for another day. But you know what? That is not the last time these two teams are going to meet. With a performance like that, I'm almost bound to give the Authors of Pain a rematch. That was truly the greatest that Braun Strowman has come to losing his undefeated streak. I'm sorry to Samoa Joe for saying that, but that is just the truth. What a What a weird tag team matchup. And let's see what will transpire. Let's see what will come of it as we move on. I don't know what to say. The Wyatt family certainly looking weakened. And maybe some Horseman rules can come into play where anyone can defend those tag team titles, because maybe Aleister Black may need to swap out and add a certain different kind of offense to the teams that they take on. We'll see what Bray Wyatt has in mind, but we're going to move on to our main event now. Roderick Strong with a great opportunity here. Can he get a win over the man who is days away from losing his ECW Championship? We'll find out. It's Roderick Strong against Diamond Dallas Page. It's your main event of ECW, and it's up next. A great opportunity here for Roderick Strong to prove himself, to prove that he can hang with the alleged best of the best. In reality, it's a great opportunity for Roderick Strong to prove that he has bounce back ability. He's able to take that loss that he suffered last week in that Triple Threat Television Championship match and just move on and get a win over a champion even bigger. Granted, he won't be champion after this Sunday, but it's still a big win regardless. So with that being said, can Roddy Strong make that happen here tonight? Can he beat the ECW champion? We're about to find out. I mean, Roddy can carry some momentum into this matchup. I mean, you know, granted he didn't win the title, but he wasn't pinned. So he's at least got that going for him. But, I mean, I don't really know what to say. And now I don't really care what I say, because look who's showing up on the scene. It is the man who is days away from coughing up that ECW Championship to Seth Rollins. It is the man who has kept that belt warm, but it is also the man who has poisoned this entire brand. It is the man who has deceived and lied his way into the hearts and minds of so many who are just blind to the truth. Those very same people who do not cheer for the Bullet Club. Those very same people are the ones who support Diamond Dallas Page. And at Money in the Bank, their hearts will be broken twice over. Once when Dolph Ziggler recaptures that world title, and twice when Diamond Dallas Page is exposed to be the liar, the propaganda master, the devious tyrant that he is. And especially when he becomes a former ECW champion again. And this time, former ECW champion for good. Let's all just hope that's the case. Let's all hope Seth Rollins can restore balance and order. Let's hope that Diamond Dallas Page will learn his message once and for all and stay at the bottom of the barrel. Go down to NXT. Hell, even leave this universe. I wouldn't care what he does. Just know that he does not belong on ECW. Page now with a side headlock, a little bit of a collar elbow tie-up. Trying to prove who the better man is, really, through wrestling to get things underway. But now that's seemingly out of the window. This matchup now getting underway. Strong. Going to use a variety of moves that he is well known for. Going to work on the back of Diamond Dallas Page as he is right now. And there's great strength being demonstrated by Strong there. Being able to hold the champion in his arms for a double backbreaker. Page though with a counter and a big boot there. Page's basic dull offense should be easy enough for Strong to read and Strong to be able to counter his way out of. Well, let's see what will transpire in regards to that. Nice enziguri. And Strong now exploding away. No, Page is quick to stop it. Atomic drop. Nope, that's countered by Strong. Elbow in the back of the head. And once more, the master of the backbreaker. Able to show why he is just that. Strong now up on top, but Page is recovering. And Strong gonna take flight. Oh, amateur mistake there you wouldn't expect from someone of the wrestling quality of Roderick Strong. That kind of shows why he isn't in the upper tier of ECW. Why this is a big moment for him. When you're making tiny slip-ups like that, though, Strong considered one of the best wrestlers on ECW. So to see him making a mistake like that truly is shocking. But Page right now with a boring slow chin lock because he's a boring wrestler. And Strong able to just counter his way out of that one. Now what can Roddy Strong look for? Try and bounce back quickly here. Good snap suplex. Goes into the cover right away. Makes you think, why didn't Strong float over? Only a 1 count though. Cover there and... oh, sorry, not cover. Had the legs locked in there. That leg lock triangle and elbowing away on the head. Certainly not something he needs to work on, but something that will help Strong in the long run. Can mess with the mind of Diamond Dallas Page. Can throw Page off his game plan. Page though able to reverse Strong now. Uh-oh. Diamond bomb on its way. Nails Strong, and the spin in mid-air makes him in the middle of the ring, but Strong still out and still fighting early on. And there's Page's ego. There's his selfish nature taking shape. All eyes off Strong and the job he's doing right now. All eyes on me. All eyes on Diamond Dallas Page. Thank you very much. Diamond cutter though. And this one may be over. There is 1. There's 2. And Strong though. Proving this one's not over. Great fight here though being demonstrated by Roderick Strong. He's still going here. That made no sense, but we'll go along with it. Page leaping elbow drop into the back of Strong. That is not going to help out Page in regards to the Diamond Cutter, but maybe he's taking a page out of Strong's book and just going for something in the bid that'll put Strong off his game plan, but it truly hasn't. Suplex backbreaker. Is this a huge win for Roddy Strong? No. Page kicks out at 2. Just not to be as of yet. Strong catches him with a nice elbow there. Irish whip off the ropes. Now he goes. Took a little too long though, and Page's read, I'll give Page credit when it's due. His reading of the match, his reading of the game has become much stronger since he won that title the first time round. And now Page going to put it all on the line here. Going to go up high. Went for a splash, but Strong could read what Page is going for. Obviously not a usual trip to the top rope. You know, a usual fan of the top rope is Diamond Dallas Page. I think that's what made it easier for Strong to be able to counter it. Nice fireman's carry backbreaker there. Strong though, countered by Page and brought in for a twisting Uranagi. Now what will we see? Is it going to be another diamond bomb? Indeed it is. But Strong able to read it there. Had a split second up on Page's shoulders, and look at how that's capitalized for him. Look at how that's worked out. Strong now. Tiger bomb. What a tiger bomb it was as well. The champ may be in trouble. Roddy Strong here still with an excellent opportunity to get his name on the map, to draw attention back to him. Page though counters it. And it's a leg drop to send Strong down. Cover now. Can Roddy kick out after everything that's been thrown at him? Yes, he can. The longer this match goes on, the worse it's going to get for Page, because he's going to get more and more worn out. And that is certainly what Diamond Dallas Page doesn't want to happen. He doesn't want to get worn out. He doesn't want to get strained. He doesn't want to potentially injure something either. Heading into Money in the Bank, because that'll put him at even more of a disadvantage than he already is up against Seth Rollins. The fact that he's still showing up to the match shows how he's at a disadvantage compared to Seth Rollins as well. Page now going to put him up on that top rope. We've seen Page hit the diamond cutter from up here before. Could try and find a way to transition into it right now. No, it's going to be a sidewalk slam from the top rope. Page sat on that second rope, but it was a bigger fall for Roddy Strong. Cover now. Is Strong done for this time? Nope, he's still kicking out at 1. And he's able to move out of the way of that kick. Is Diamond Dallas Page about to lose his second match in a row on ECW? With 1, 2, and oh, so close. Strong just letting me down when it mattered there. Belly to belly. Beautiful one as well. Wouldn't have been disappointed if Diamond Dallas Page happened to land on his neck, but I guess that would be taking the win away from Seth Rollins, so I suppose I'll have to take the good with the bad. There's that Uranagi again. And Page now going to work to the legs, trying to take away a lot of where Roddy Strong's moves come from. A great counter there by Strong. Boot right in the face, trying to put Page off his game. Repeated elbows in the head there, but he couldn't capitalize. He had a momentary lapse in judgment. And I thought Page might be looking for the diamond cutter there. Shoulder tackles into the gut. And still unable to capitalize there. What can Strong go for here? Strong's going to go for nothing. He's going to get caught with another diamond bomb by DDP into the cover. Will Strong kick out? Yes, he will. Just about, and Page falls to one knee. Certainly reeling as a result of everything that's transpired in this hard-hitting match. Page now going to send Strong into the turnbuckle. I think I know what's coming up. Page will think this is sending a message to Rollins, but it's not. It's securing DDP's fate. It's securing the fact that DDP is done for. Diamond cutter to Strong, but it won't save him from this Sunday, and it won't save him from the inevitability of losing that ECW Championship. Page wins for the final time on ECW. And what a surprise. DDP gloating. DDP soaking in the victory. He doesn't see what's happening behind him. There's Rollins. Rollins going to get the jump. Page ducks. God damn it, Rollins. You had one job. One simple job. And instead, DDP sent him to the outside. That won't happen this Sunday. That won't happen again. Mark my words. Rollins is going to win.